Welcome back to the Justice Factor. ANC Secretary General Gwede Mantashe has warned that Cosatu would split if its leaders did not stop their infighting. Speaking at the Workers' Day rally in the Free State, Mantashe said, and I quote, "Divisions among Cosatu leaders are not in the best interest of the union. Do not divide the federation in our name," he said. My guest to discuss this and, of course, the Gupta Gate scandal is Cosatu Secretary General Zwelinzima Vavi. Zwelinzima Vavi, welcome to the show. Always a pleasure to have you here. I look at front page stories like this one, "Wash First, Blacks Ugly Race Rouse at Gupta Wedding," and I say, wow, not the workers of South Africa are being abused here, but further, it seems as if this one family, which seems to have a telephone line to the highest office in the land, and they seem to be doing whatever they like. Are we a banana republic?
They certainly want to turn South Africa into a banana republic. They have insulted our country to the extreme. They have trounced on our dignity for more than a week. Other people will argue that it has been going on for some years. And if you look at what has been in the newspapers and what people are circulating in the rumor, but they have now gone too far, in our view, and to discriminate against black people, the people who wear scars of being discriminated for so long by a family that cannot show a single scar in a fight against the apartheid system is just going far too much in our view.
What should happen in the case of this particular scandal?
We have called for investigation, and the government has responded to investigate. And as you have heard the government saying, that there was no executive authority, there was no minister, there was no presidency authorizing invasion of our military base by a foreign jet and for a private wedding.
Do you believe that a junior official landed, essentially said an airplane full of 200 people allowed to land at Waterkloof Air Base?
It's extremely difficult to believe that. And because if that is so, then the question is how many other occasions did the same officials authorize the same family or others to use a key national point as critical as that to the defense of our country? It would be absolutely amazing. It will suggest that there would have been a trend where they have tested the waters, and when they found out that it was possible to do such things, they kept on doing them over and over again. That's the first point. The second point, let's say that indeed the ministers were not aware that there is such a request and that there has been an authority given. That's even a serious matter politically. I mean, what else are the ministers not aware of that these officials are doing? It's a serious indictment indeed, because it will mean that perhaps there have been few landings before. These fellows
But what you're saying to us today, Zwelinzima Vavi, is that it's possible that this country is not being run from the union buildings or from the offices of the ministers, but in fact from the Saxon-old home of the Gupta family.
No, that's definitely not the case. I don't think that that would be an exaggeration of the issue, even though we have read in the newspapers, we have seen people making public statements that this and that and that and that, even the whole question of cabinet appointments, these fellows have been dropping the name of the president to say that, no, we do that ourselves, and we let the ministers know that they have been appointed ahead of them being advised by the president. There have been lots of that thing in the media. There have been lots of people. I mean, one of those people who once said that publicly is a minister of sports, Fikile Mbalula, who went public. And of course, that was denied. We accept that. But once such a thing happens, I mean, then all the rumors seem to be making sense, isn't it?
What should happen? You say there are investigations and you want investigations, but I put it to you that our institutions, our structures, the police, some of the civil servants who may be appointed to head these various investigations actually are not independent enough from the superstructure of government, and therefore we need to go back and revisit the issue of the Scorpions, because they were independent enough to actually investigate leaders of the ANC, the presidency, all of us.
That's a question that is increasingly becoming a key issue in this discussion. We, Cosatu, the ANC and the party, have called for an investigation by the government, and the government reacted to say we are appointing director generals. And now moving forward, in my view, it will depend on two things happening. If Kolwane, the chief protocol officer, says, I'm the one who received the request and authorized, then unfortunately you will have to face the acts alone together with those that he acted with in relation to this matter. But if any of those people who have been suspended or who have been imprisoned will go out and say, hold on, the instruction came from the above, and that will say to us, no, then the government can't investigate itself, because then the question will be, should the Director General stumble into an information that suggests that the instruction came above Kolwane, then can the Director General be independent enough to say, no, in this particular case, a minister did issue the instruction? I don't think so. I think everybody will know that that's not possible.
Are you in Cosatu at one on this issue? Are you and Zduma Dlamini at one on this issue?
No, we spoke and both of myself and the president said that, no, we have to come out very, very strongly to condemn it. And that's what we have been doing together since the scandal broke out.
There have been many reports that you and Zduma Dlamini are divided straight down the line. This is an allegation repeated by Gwede Mantashe on Wednesday, on May Day, saying that you two and others are dividing the federation. Are you dividing the federation? Are you a factionalist?
No, I've never been a factionalist in my life, and I don't act in a factionalist way. I think that the whole issue of myself and the president of Cosatu being divided is used by people who are having their own agendas. For example, Cosatu is involved in a delicate internal process to ensure that we maximize the levels of unity and cohesion in the federation. And that process is being facilitated by two prominent South Africans in the former former president of SAMU, Petros Mashishi, and a very respected person who has been involved in every labor dispute in this country, Charles Nupen. But from day one, there has been faceless individuals undermining that process in every newspaper and leaking, twisting, misrepresenting the facts that are happening in order to run a media trial against the General Secretary of the Federation.
Let's put that media trial to bed. Did you sell the old Cosatu building at below its asking price?
Firstly, I was not involved in the selling of the building or in the purchasing of the building. We agreed that we will give that responsibility to Kopanoke Matla. The CEC is aware of all the details of what actually happened. We have a file on it which we will obviously have to share with the public at some particular point. So this nonsense that one individual out of the CEC and out of the collective of 6 office bearers managed to go sell the building and find some gentlemen to sell and to purchase is absolutely part and parcel of a campaign by these faceless leaders of our movement to try and sow division and to do this media trial against the individual.
The other allegation against you is that you awarded a contract to a company employing your daughter in some underhand manner, did you?
The first time I heard about that matter was when a journalist from the Sunday Independent called me. I was not aware that a stepdaughter had just been employed 2 weeks ago by the company. That company had had a relationship with Cosatu over 7 years. All of a sudden, a stepdaughter who have left my house long time ago emerges resident in one of our leaders' home and employed by this company. Surely it raises that issue on its own, raises more questions than a lot of people are prepared to take it.
Zwelinzima Vavi, we've run out of time, but give me an answer to this. You have had many fights with the ANC over the NDP, over e-tolls. Well, fights, debates. I think the e-tolls is a fight. There have been many disagreements between you and the ANC. On the issue of corruption, there's been many incidents where you've been, you and the ANC don't seem to be at one. Will Cosatu support the ANC in next year's election?
Well, Cosatu have already decided to support the ANC, and we will support the ANC in the 2014
Even
elections.
though the president of the ANC is implicated in this Gupta Gate issue?
Well, he is not implicated to start with. I think that we must be fair to the process. No one have said that the president gave them the authority to allow the Gupta plane to go and land in the National Key Point. No one have come out to say so. The suggestion is that these people are close to him because they employ his friend and employ one of his wives and all of that. But that's where the thing is at the level of insinuation. But there is no one that have said the president have definitely instructed me to allow these fellows to do this.
And you're supporting the ANC next year?
We're supporting the ANC next year. Not that we're happy about everything. No. We're supporting the ANC because in the majority of the cases, we're quite happy with the broad direction in terms of where things are going to. We're happy that there have been such tremendous gains in so many fronts in society, but we are not happy about some of these issues. And where we're not happy, we are not afraid to say, but sorry, we are not happy.
Zwelinzima Vavi, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
After the break, we slam our loser of the week and congratulate our winner. Stay with us.
News that moves. ENCA.com.